33 members of this class have a cumulative GPA of 4.0 or higher. Next year, this class of 2015 will be making their mark literally from coast to coast, attending colleges or universities across the United States. A total of 93 students wear an honor stole for their outstanding scholarship. Would all students with honor stoles please stand and receive our applause. And now, it is my pleasure to introduce the Summa Cum Laude with Distinction speakers representing the class of 2015. Mary Babinski, Hannah DeBrine, Alexandra Horvath, Jared Manzer, Tosin Olukoga, and Zachary Susek.
Failure. It's a matter of perspective.
In our high school career, we experience many failures.
While failures may bring us down,
it is not about our downfalls, but how we overcome them.
There are many lessons we can learn from our failures, but most important, we must understand that our failures define us.
Our failures bring out the best in us as we try to pretend they don't exist.
However, we don't need to pretend that they don't exist anymore.
We must understand that everyone fails at some point in their life, which makes us human.
We wear our failures as a sheet of armor, both protecting and defining us.
Our failures define our responsibility.
We not only experience our failures, but overcome them.
We have learned to accept our own self-images,
balance school and self,
and balance our lives.
These 4 years have given us an incredible opportunity to grow together.
We have learned to earn A's and learned to accept otherwise.
We have succeeded and we have failed.
We have made and lost friendships.
We have changed the culture and changed ourselves.
We have left a legacy that will last a century.
We run as one, as the class of 2015.
Some may not believe us, but it's a matter of perspective.
High school has impacted our self-image in ways unimaginable. We started school not knowing which path we would take and what direction we might follow. We were vulnerable to the choices that were yet to be made.
Before high school, we used to take life as it was and go through the motions.
But as we grew in knowledge and experience, we began to take control of our lives.
Maybe not everyone knows this about me, but I wasn't born in America. I was born in Nigeria. I spent 7 years of my life there before I came to America. It was all a very different experience from my life back home. I started school not knowing the cards I would be dealt at the time. Elementary was hard for me.
The problems we were given and how we reacted has defined who we've become. When life places many stumbling blocks ahead of us, the way we accept and use them to motivate us to succeed show the kind of character we have developed.
I try to change myself so I can be perfect American and match the ideals of my classmates.
We began our high school experience in 9th grade, many of us with similar backgrounds and shared ideas. But as the years have gone on, we all have changed into different individuals.
With middle school came a higher diversity in class, personality, and origin. I became friends with people who had many and different backgrounds. I saw how they loved the skin they were in.
Our class is a group of diverse people who have found themselves in different ways. I began high school only focused on academics, but found my way when I branched out and joined new sports and clubs.
I started to accept myself and to love myself for who I am and who I am becoming. I started to appreciate the things I took for granted, and I can honestly say it has pushed me to become the person I am today. I learned from my experience that I can accomplish great things despite the many obstacles that have landed in my direction.
And with all that comes with accepting oneself, we must also be encouraged to become the person we wish to be, and always push ourselves to become that person.
If you fail, never give up, because fail means first attempt in learning. And is not the end. In fact, and means effort never dies. If you get no as an answer, remember no means next opportunity. So let's be positive.
These years have proven to be instrumental in the development and acceptance of our individuality.
Think about it. It's all a matter of perspective.
Sometimes the most arduous tasks are the ones created by our own minds. Since the beginning of elementary school, we have prioritized our commitments above all else, sometimes above even our own mental sanity, and the social life, extracurriculars, we could go on.
Too many times we have overloaded ourselves with too many responsibilities, forcing us to bear the weight of the world upon our shoulders. Personally, I was placing more stress on my mind that was already taxed by my depression and anxiety.
We all will eventually reach a precipice in our life and are forced to make a decision. Do we continue to allow ourselves to constantly be stressed and genuinely unhappy, or do we take a moment to stop and take care of our own mental well-beings?
Standing where we are now, in front of our peers, next to my friends, my mother by my side, I'm confident we have made the correct decisions. Being always on edge, worrying about a deadline, paper, or exam doesn't have to be a constant pressure. Taking even a single second to do some introspection can have an overwhelming impact on your happiness.
Academics aren't everything.
Nor is excessive altruistic behavior or any other worry you may have.
Doing well in everything or earning a perfect grade is a temporary occurrence. How you choose to live your life and use your mind to its utmost potential is a constant. Success can be determined by how well you take care of your precious mind. Never let materialistic deadlines and obstacles come between you and your ultimate passion, whatever it may be, whether it is math, or cars, or music, or reading, or even sports.
But we must realize that we don't have to be the best at everything. Balance and being well-rounded will propel you much farther in life than doing any one thing perfectly. However, you can be the best at everything, your personal best.
Don't try to compete with other people.
Or even yourself.
In other words, don't pursue absolute success as determined by others.
Pursue your own happiness.
It's a matter of perspective.
As I graduated elementary school, my 6th grade teacher told me that she'd be looking forward to seeing my name in the paper when I graduate as the valedictorian.
That's a lot of pressure for a child.
At that point in my life, I didn't care about earning that title. I barely even knew what it was. But if someone could have that much confidence in me in elementary school, I knew I had to impress not only her, but myself.
We have all felt intense outside pressures and have had to figure out how to be internally motivated. This is perhaps the most important part of the path to adulthood. When we go out on our own, we have to know how to set goals for ourselves.
When I entered high school, one of my main goals was to have a perfect GPA, 4.0. I maintained this until junior year when I entered the IB program. This is when I experienced a grade that wasn't an A on my report card. However, my GPA still rose.
Jarrett started doing things he wanted to do.
I thought I had failed by not maintaining a perfect report card, but my thoughts on this changed as I progressed throughout high school. I began to focus more on learning and understanding the concepts of the classes, and not focusing solely on grades. This helped me balance my life academically.
He learned that as we search for perfection, we will hit adversity, but that adversity will help us become even better versions of ourselves than we could ever have envisioned. Failure is an important part of our lives. When I was in 9th grade, I had very distinct ideas about what I wanted to do. I said I didn't want to become overloaded, so I only joined one club.
We all had this fear going into high school. We were afraid of trying new things as we felt bound by our abilities.
That was a mistake, because I had few friends and I was rather lonely. During these 4 years together with all of you, I've learned to leave the classroom and participate in the community as well.
So Hannah decided to branch out.
I joined the math team and speech and debate and marching band and link crew and realized that there is so much more than quietly doing all the work that is required of me.
There is always more you can do, and it is always worth getting out of your comfort zone. You may think you would rather do nothing,
But it's all a matter of perspective. Take a risk and you will be rewarded.
After you graduate from high school, you will undoubtedly fail at something.
Failure is not what you should focus on.
The important part is what you do with that failure.
Participate in life and take care of yourselves.
As Thomas Edison once said,
Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time.
it has been an awesome 4 years.
And you can all succeed at whatever you want to do.
As long as you don't give up.
Thank you. At this time, our concert band, under the direction of Mr. Thomas Storm, will play the